NAACP, AXO, category STEM, engineering. My name is Donique Sherman. I graduated from West Virginia University with a bachelor's in petroleum and natural gas engineering and a master's in environmental engineering. I currently work for the Environmental Protection Agency as an environmental engineer. How to achieve 100 points in your respective competition category. How to demonstrate excellence and go beyond the minimum standards. How to fine-tune your presentation to show confidence, create interest and passion in the subject matter. Category is STEM, engineering. The category of engineering are projects that directly apply scientific principles to manufacturing and practical uses. The projects in this category could involve civil, mechanical, aeronautical, chemical, electrical, photographic, sound, automotive, marine, heating, refrigerating, transportation, and environmental engineering, as well as electronics and a various amount of other things. These are the requirements for the category of STEM engineering. Number 1, only one project can be entered per competition. Number 2, submit 6 copies of a double-spaced scientific paper to accompany the project to be submitted. The content of the paper, which should not exceed 5 pages, should include a short introduction describing the background and purpose of the work, an experimental section including both methods and results, and a concluding section discussing the results and their implications. Tables, graphs, charts, maps, photographs, raw statistical data, etc. should be included whenever possible. They must also include references used and acknowledgments of any individuals who served as direct academic resources. Your name, the page number, and unit name and number must be on the top of each page. Supporting documents must be submitted with the scientific paper. Number 3, the contestant is to make an oral presentation. Minimum of 5 minutes. This time limit does not include the time required for judges' questions and contestant to responses. Number 4, contestants are responsible for providing their own equipment. Number 5, contestants, or you, must provide a display board for each qualifying entry. No display boards are permitted to appear in more than one competition. Additionally, the content of each display board must be relevant to the competition. Items used for demonstrations can be transferred if needed. Number 6, the NAACP AXO program will provide electrical power and display tables upon request. Number 7, contestants must submit a STEM verification form from a qualified scientist or science teacher with an earned professional degree or license. This person can also serve as a coach, working closely with the student during the course of the project to ensure the accuracy of the student's research and qualifications for entry. A STEM verification form must be submitted for each qualifying STEM competition entry. STEM projects will be judged on the following criteria: quality of research, scientific approach/method, 20 points. This is a method of experimentation used to explore certain answers or observations. Validity of information, 10 points. This means that you want to make sure that your sources are credible and are factually backed. Validity of conclusions, 10 points. This means you want to make sure that your analyzations of your results make sense to your conclusion. Depth of understanding oral presentation. Knowledge gained and creativity, 20 points. This means that when questions are asked to you, you want to make sure that you respond with educational facts that you found through your exploration and your experimentation. Creativity means that you will display and show your information in a way that's none like anybody else. You want to make sure that it's clean, it's concise, but it's also different. Thoroughness and individual work, 20 points. This means that you want to make sure that your work is fully complete, that every single section of your presentation is very clear and thought out. Individual work is showing that the work that you have done is your own. It's okay to have a mentor, but the thought processes and the experimentation should be of your own. Written report, 10 points. This is the document that you will have submitted to the judges with your project entry. You want to make sure that this written report hits on every single part that was required of you. That means that you have a background, you also have an experimental part, and you have a conclusion that gives an analysis of your results. Visual presentation. 10 points. This is referring to your display board. You want to make sure that your display board is clear and concise and visually presentable. You want the judges to be able to come by your board and visually be presented with all the information that's in your project so that they can look at the board and already have a great idea of the work that you've conducted. Tips for a successful project. Number 1, start early. You know the saying, the early bird gets the worm. The earlier you start on your project, if any issues come up, you have enough time to recover. 2, work with your mentor. Your mentor is your greatest resource. If you have any questions or any issues, this is the first person you can contact firsthand. They have done many research projects and have studied for a while to make sure that they get their degrees and licenses. So I'm sure that they can help you with any issue you may come upon. Your mentor is also a good person that you can share your ideas with. They can think them through thoroughly with you and make sure that you do your project as accurately as possible. So make sure you keep in contact and work with your mentor. Number 3, practice your presentation. You want to make sure you practice. The more you practice, the more you can get those jitters out. If there's any questions that anybody asks you, you can prepare for them by doing some mock presentations. You can even record yourself. That way you can smooth out any other bumps that may come your way during your presentation and you can perform it smoothly. Practice makes perfection. And this is the way that you could achieve a perfect 100 score.